12 fouls to 7. That was the count at halftime of a World Cup semi-final. Argentina committed 12. England committed 7. So which team do you think received the first yellow card of the match? England. Read that back slowly. The team that fouled less got booked first, on the biggest night of the tournament, with a place in the World Cup final on the line. So let's go through it in full. Because Argentina beat England 2-1 in Atlanta on Wednesday to reach the final. And the score is almost the least interesting thing about it. What happened around that score, the challenges that went unpunished, the cards that went the wrong way, the manager who lost it on the touchline, and the pattern that now follows this Argentina team into every single knockout match, that's the real story. Let's look at exactly what happened, what the numbers actually say, and whether England were beaten by a better team or something harder to name. Start at the very beginning, because the tone was set in the first 3 minutes. England had barely touched the ball when Enzo Fernández went chasing a loose ball and caught Elliot Anderson flush in the head. England's players sprinted at the referee. The American official, Ismail Elfath, working the first ever all-United States crew at a World Cup semi-final, reached into his pocket for nothing. Free kick, no card. Play on. The commentator Dave Portnoy put it bluntly. How is that not a red? He asked. He elbowed a guy in the head. Step on a foot, it's a red. Elbow ahead, nothing. That was minute 3. It never really settled from there. By halftime, the foul count told its own story. Argentina, 12. England, 7. And yet the first booking of the match went to England's Elliot Anderson for a foul on Lionel Messi. Think about the message that sends inside a game. The team giving away nearly twice as many fouls is the team not being carded. The team on the receiving end is the one in the book. Then came the 28th minute, and the moment that broke Thomas Tuchel. Alexis Mac Allister barreled into Reece James. England's Morgan Rogers was dumped to the turf moments later. Elfath first signaled for an England throw-in, and then, in front of everyone, changed his mind and gave it to Argentina. Tuchel erupted. The England manager was on the edge of his technical area, arms flying, shouting at the officials, a man who had clearly decided the game was being reffed against his team. Fans watching at home agreed. Argentina are getting away with murder here, one wrote. The ref is so obviously biased, wrote another. It's not even funny. And still, England were the better team for an hour. In the 55th minute, Anthony Gordon tapped home a beautiful cross from Morgan Rogers, and England led 1-0 in a World Cup semi-final. They deserved it. Jed Spence was immense. John Stones held firm. For 60 minutes, England were the story everyone in that country had waited 60 years to write. And then it happened the way it always happens with this Argentina side. In the 85th minute, Enzo Fernández, the same Fernández from that opening challenge, bent a shot in from distance to level it. And in the second minute of stoppage time, Lionel Messi lofted a cross, and Lautaro Martínez rose to head home the winner, 2-1. Messi assisted both. Argentina were in the final. Again, off 2 late goals. Again. Here's where it gets interesting, because this is not the first time. This is the 4th. Against Cape Verde in the round of 32, Argentina survived a scare and won in extra time. Against Egypt in the round of 16, they were 2 goals down with 11 minutes left, and a 2-cap reviers, Tame Karst and Lardel Cord, hands a main. Solstice of Librach Pradal. So that Katzin, 11-3-2, with against Switzerland in the quarterfinal, they were level in the 72nd minute when Sembriel Embolo was sent off on a brand new VAR rule, and Argentina pulled away against 10 men. And now England, outfouling their opponent, leading for an hour, undone by 2 late goals and a night of officiating their own manager could not stomach. Egypt filed a formal complaint. Egypt's striker Mustafa Ziko said the tournament was rigged, that the referee was unfair. Switzerland's coach said a rule destroyed the game. And on Wednesday, England's manager was raging on the touchline while his fans screamed about bias. 4 opponents, 4 sets of players and coaches and supporters who walked away from Argentina convinced they've been safe on this man's. That is the pattern. Say it plainly. Every team that faces Argentina ends up believing the same thing. Now let me be fair for a second, because this channel does not deal in fantasy, and the honest picture is more complicated than the outrage. Elfath did not only favor Argentina, he booked Argentina's Lisandro Martinez for yanking Rogers' shirt, a call Tuchel. by one report, practically celebrated. A González header for Argentina was correctly ruled out for offside, and the fouls themselves cut both ways. England committed 7 of their own, and this was a bruising, physical game that both teams chose to play. More than that, Argentina were the better side over 90 minutes. They finished with 56% of the ball, 15 shots to England's 5, and it was Argentina who hit the woodwork twice. Tuchel went too defensive, too early, the moment England scored. This was not a smash and grab. Over the full match, the better team won. So no, nobody has proven Argentina were handed this game. There is no evidence of a fix, and screaming rigged goes further than the facts can carry it. England had their lead and could not hold it. That is on England. But here's the bigger issue, and it's the one that won't go away. It isn't about whether any single call was correct. It's about accumulation. It's about a tournament in which the same team keeps getting the benefit of the tight ones, keeps surviving the moments that eliminate everybody else, and keeps doing it while the opponent walks off pointing at the officials. And it's about what FIFA did in response. Its own head of refereeing, Pierluigi Collina, defended every decision of the knockout rounds and said nobody can question the integrity of the match officials. And then, right before these semifinals, FIFA quietly moved its VAR operation into the peachy stadiums, after a tournament it insisted had gone perfectly well. Think about that. You do not reinforce the foundations of a house, you keep telling everyone is perfectly fine. And when the same team keeps winning the 50-50 moments, at some point the football world stops calling it luck. That is the trap FIFA has built for itself, and Argentina are the ones caught in it. 'Cause here is the part that is genuinely unfair. To Argentina, this is a brilliant team. Messi at 39, pulling the strings, 7 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 knockout matches. Enzo Fernández, Lautaro Martínez, a squad of ruthless, battle-hardened winners who score late because they never stop coming. On any neutral pitch, in any fair tournament, they might be winning these games entirely on merit. But because FIFA has spent 6 weeks torching its own credibility, that Argentina team cannot get clean applause even when they earn it. Every late winner now comes with an asterisk they didn't ask for. And that, the doubt cast over a genuinely great side, might be the saddest thing FIFA has done all 11 summer. England go home. 60 years and counting since 1966. Harry Kane said it afterward. The same story as always. They did so well for an hour, scored, deserved to lead, and then couldn't keep the ball. Argentina go to the final against Spain on Sunday, chasing back-to-back World Cups, a feat no nation has managed since Brazil in 1962. And the whole world will watch that final with one question already sitting in the back of its plane. A question FIFA planted there itself. So here's the question, and I want a real answer, not an easy one. Was England beaten by a ruthless, world-class Argentina team that simply does what champions do? Score late and win ugly? Or were they bullied out of a World Cup semi-final by an officiating performance that let one team foul, punish the other, and waved away the moment that should have changed everything? One of those is football. The other is a scandal. England fans, Argentina fans, neutrals, one of you is very wrong here, and I want to see you prove it. So tell me in the comments, if that exact game had been Argentina 1-0 up with England committing 12 fouls, does Elfath referee it the same way? Yes or no? Drop your verdict below. I read every one. And if you want World Cup coverage that follows every decision back to who benefits, the like and the subscribe help more than you'd think. Some stories end when the final whistle goes. This one is only starting.